All right, good morning. Good morning, Coach Micheal Burt. It is around 8, let's see, no, we're early, 7:52. 7:52 this morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning.
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. I got my sidekick right here, Ella Grace. And we are headed to the airport this morning to go to, where are we going again?
Orlando, and we're going to stay the night in the hotel, and then tomorrow we're going to get up and get on the Disney cruise.
Okay. So we're going to a Disney cruise, folks. That's basically, so we're headed to Orlando, and then we're headed to Disney cruise. It's going to stop at a couple of islands. Thomas C. Davidson. Last time I was in this car, Thomas C. Davidson was sitting right there. But I'm going to do a short video this morning because I like to do videos on Tuesday and Thursday specifically. David Speck called Tuesday and Thursday rhythms. Your life happens in a rhythm. Your heart beats in a rhythm. It's when you get out of a rhythm that you really get in trouble. And so I was thinking this morning, we've been coaching this martial arts expert over the last few days at the lodge. And we were kind of breaking down his concepts of how he was going to build out a coaching program, and it was going to be an 8-week program that included a boot camp, Travis Johnson, and we were getting into names. And I said, the way you package a concept is very important. See, I was taught to give everything, make everything a unique process, and give everything a unique name. Okay? So every person watching this today, whether you're watching it on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever you watch this stuff, every single one of you have a unique method. That method is based on your unique past, your demonstrated capacity. Okay? That method is what other people are paying you for, because they would like to get some kind of result. That's ultimately why cash is passed from their pocket to your pocket. Money changes hands when problems are solved. So, we were talking through all of his concepts, and he had 8 concepts, but one of the main concepts he had, Daniel Hodges, was because it's a martial arts expert, and I said, man, the way people are selling self-defense is old and antiquated, and it should be sold a different way. He said, I've got this concept called what to do when. And I thought, now that's a good concept, because until you create a tension in a person, they don't take action. They don't take action on going to a self-defense course because they think nothing could ever happen to them. So you got to phrase it, Greg Gilbert, in a different way. And I call this packaging. This is one of our specialties of our company, is we help people package their ideas into millions of dollars. And I said, you got to talk about it like this. What to do when. What to do when you don't know what to do. What to do when somebody walks up to you that you didn't expect. What to do when there's something unexpected that happens. What to do when you don't know what to do. Okay? Because things in life happen, and sometimes you don't know what to do. And I said, if you'll talk about it, Sue O'Connor, like that, right? You don't want to sell insurance, you want to sell a strategy. So people always say to me, what should I do? Like yesterday we did our course in Monster Producer. People say, well, how do you do this, and how do you do this, and how do you do this? My standard MO is two things. One, when I don't know what to do, I take an action. That means I make an outbound effort. I call somebody, I text somebody, I encourage somebody, I follow up with somebody. But I'm listening to a book this morning on peak performance, and he was talking about the importance of rest. When Roger Bannister, Brian, you remember Roger Bannister? Ran the mile? Okay. Ran the mile in 4 minutes. First time I ever did that. It was talking about what he did up until that, when he broke that record. And what he did is he rested more than the other runners. And it was talking about how to reach peak performance, you have these interval cycles of where you go hard and then you rest, and you go hard and then you rest, and it's very hard to get It's very hard to get people to think like that. It's very hard to get me to think like that, because my standard MO has always been to push. But what Bannister did is he rested. He was more rested than the other runners. And so psychologists started calling this, or one of the top coaches started calling this support training. Brian, have you heard this? Support training? It's a clever way to get high performers to rest. They still could be doing some type of mental training. They could be doing visualization. They could be doing meditation. They could be doing something. But it's actually part of their training to get them ready to go into battle. But athletes wouldn't take off if you just said you got to rest. So they gave it a unique name. Support training. And then they started going, okay, I got to go to support training. And support training is important for me to be able to play at my best. So what to do when you don't know what to do? Sometimes you need rest. Sometimes you do need rest. Sometimes you need to retreat to attack. I'm going to have a retreat on that, by the way, Daniel Hodges. Retreat to attack. Okay? Sometimes you need to rejuvenate. Sometimes you're just tired and fatigued and worn out. And there is a such thing as burnout, which is loss of all joy or passion for something. And you need to reconnect. But my standard operating procedure is when I don't know what to do, I do something. And that action creates more action and movement. And that's kind of based on Newton's law that objects at rest stay at rest unless acted on by an outside force. So this is what I do. This is what I'm trying to teach this one over here to do. When you don't know what to do, do something. But do something productive. Okay? So what would you say, what was your takeaway from today's session?
You said a lot.
You can, okay. I did say a lot. What do you think? D. Hodges, what was your takeaway from today? E.G., what was your takeaway from today?
I'm trying to remember the 70
Let me come back to you, okay? You need to pass. Brian Neely.
Is the importance of rest.
Okay, the importance of rest was Brian's takeaway.
That's a really big thing. 'Cause it's hard to do.
Yeah. So Brian, who was the number one Spartan, what do you call that, Brian?
So I finished second in the world in 2021 in obstacle course racing world championships in my age group.
Okay.
And then last year I was first for a while in North America, and then I took third in the Spartan.
Okay. So let's say it like this. Let me package it what Brian just said up. Brian is one of the top Spartan racers in the world. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Top 1 to 3, folks. Okay. But what he said he learned from this talk this morning is that if you take rest, Daniel Hodges, and you call it support training, it's actually very important. NBA players learn this. I learned this first from Phil Jackson because they played 82 games in a season, and then they had another 30 or 40 games in the postseason. And if your players were tired, burned out, exhausted, then they couldn't win championships. So they would fizzle out after 82 games. And what they did is they controlled they would peak up, and then they would. If you ever watched the Bulls play back in the old days, it would look like they were playing effortlessly for periods of time. And it was because they were actually conserving energy, which is crazy. And then when they needed to, they would peak up. Okay? So what to do when you don't know what to do? There's 2 things. And if you're stuck, bored, complacent, in a rut, maybe you need to step back, get that support training, get back into battle. So be thinking about this, guys. We're going on a Disney cruise. We got 3 youngins. And we're going to have a little bit of rejuvenation time over the next couple of days. I don't know. Out in the middle of the ocean. So love you guys. Have a great day. Support what to do when you don't know what to do. Before I get started, there is one very important question I have to ask you.
Coach Micheal Burt, Monster Producer Academy CEO. He's a personal friend of mine.
What good is it to have knowledge with no desire? What good is it to have desire with no skill? What good is it to have knowledge and skill with no confidence?
A big part of activating your prey drive is finding and refining your talent. This is something that helps you get to the next place.
People are made up of 4 parts: a body, a mind, a heart, and a spirit.
You need to know you, and then you need to have an awareness, and sometimes you don't even know what you need.
So all 4 parts of our nature have to be clicking. Your hard skill solves my problem. The bigger the problem, the more money people will pay to solve it.
Everything is valuable to your future. What I'm really paying you for is your past.
A monster producer combines multiple skills to dominate a market.
When you get to wake up every day and do what you love doing, man, it is hard not to be motivated.
They think at a higher ordinance than everybody else. They want to create new things. I have a conviction about me, and that's the conviction that you feel when I talk, when I speak. It comes across as passion.
You got to learn how to connect to another person at such a deep level that it moves them. You have goals, you have targets, but you don't have a sense of urgency.
They're going to exchange money, energy. They're going to raise capital. They're going to start new businesses. There's going to be joint ventures.
I think your purpose finds you. It is activated. The word activate means to initiate.
Discipline, which is a derivative of the word disciple, which means to give yourself to a person or cause you believe in. Do you believe in your future, yes or no?
When we know better, we do better. Finding the problem that you are uniquely qualified to solve, and you don't know what problem you really solve for whom, then there is no big financial exchange right there. You should leave here thinking bigger today than when you came.
And I want to shake your hand and look you in the eyeball when you make this decision. Thank you. We'll see you in the back. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.